In the heart of India's rich history, a legendary figure emerged, shaping the destiny of a nation. On 1st March 1630, in the fortress of Shivneri, a child was born who would grow to become the founder of the Maratha Empire. Shivaji's birth was a turning point, with his parents' allegiance shifting from one empire to another, marking the start of a remarkable journey. As a teenager, Shivaji defied the norms, embarking on a path of independence that would change the course of history. He conquered hill forts, defying all odds, and by the age of 15 declared himself a Raja, a king in the making. After overcoming numerous challenges, Shivaji took control of his father's jagir and set his sights on new horizons. His relentless spirit led him to the northern Konkan, where he challenged the formidable Siddis of Janjira. Join us as we delve into the incredible life of Shivaji, the architect of the Maratha Empire. Shivaji Maharaj, born on February 19, 1630, at Shivneri Fort, near Junar in Pune district, he had quite the upbringing. His mother, Rajmata Jijabai, had an impressive lineage, and his father, Shahajiraje Bhosale, was a prominent figure in the Deccan. The Maharashtra of his time was a complex landscape, with different powers vying for control. The Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar and the Adil Shah of Bijapur, known as the Deccan Sultanates, held sway over most of the region. Along the coast, there was a tug-of-war between the Christian Portuguese and the Muslim Sidi, not to mention the presence of the British and the Dutch with their factories. The Mughals, under Emperor Akbar's vision, sought to expand their influence in the south and launched a campaign to conquer the Nizam Shahi kingdom. The Adil Shah of Bijapur joined forces with the Mughals in this endeavor. Shahajiraje Bhosale tried to resist, but the combined might of the Mughals and the Adil Shahi proved too much. The Nizam Shahi kingdom fell in 1636, and Shahajiraje became a Sardar of the Adil Shah of Bijapur, serving in Karnataka. Interestingly, during his early years, Shivaji Maharaj and Rajmata Jijabai spent time with Shahajiraje at Bangalore, where Shivaji was entrusted with the administration of the Lakshmi Jagir. He grew up amidst the picturesque landscapes of the Pune region under the loving guidance of his mother. Shivaji's early upbringing as the son of a jagirdar encompassed a variety of skills and practices. He likely received education in basic reading and writing, honed his equestrian skills, engaged in martial arts training, and partook in religious practices. According to the Tarikh-i-Shivaji, Dadoji personally trained Shivaji and arranged for a competent teacher. Consequently, Shivaji became proficient in fighting, horse riding, and other skills. However, there's some ambiguity regarding whether Shivaji learned to read and write during his early years. The Chitnis Bahar, a historical source from around 1811, suggests that Shivaji had become quite learned by the age of 10. Still, accounts from Europeans who visited Shivaji's court do not mention his literacy. Instead, when presented with letters, Shivaji had his ministers read them, leading historians like Jadunath Sarkar to conclude that Shivaji may have been illiterate, much like other historical Indian rulers. Regardless of his literacy, Shivaji had a strong appreciation for the Hindu epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, drawing valuable political and moral lessons from them. His earliest supporters, known as the Malvales, hailed from the Maval region near his Pune Jagir. As a teenager, Shivaji explored the hilly terrain around his Jagir, gaining familiarity with the Western Ghats. During this period, the king of Bijapur, Muhammad Adil Shah, faced health issues, allowing Shivaji to take advantage of the instability. Shivaji captured several forts in the Bijapur territory, marking the early signs of his rise to power. By the age of 15, he had already assumed the title of Raja, king, and commanded a substantial force of over 1,000 soldiers. In a letter dated 17th April 1645, he expressed the belief that God intended for them to be independent under self-rule. Shivaji made some impressive moves, acquiring strategic locations like Torna, Chakan, Kondana, Singagar, and Purandar from the Bijapur Sultanate. Quite the impressive feat, right? But wait, there's more to the story. After his initial success, he caught the eye of Muhammad Adil Shah, who decided to play it safe by imprisoning Shivaji in 1648. However, Shivaji was a resilient fellow. He got released with the condition that he'd tone down his conquests. Sadly, after his father Shahaji's passing in 1665, Shivaji couldn't resist the temptation of more land and grabbed the Javali Valley. Now, here comes the real drama. Muhammad Adil Shah, not pleased with Shivaji's antics, sent his powerful general, Afzal Khan, to deal with him. They met secretly on November 10, 1659. Shivaji, being a smart cookie, suspected a trap and came prepared, wearing armor and even hiding a metal tiger claw up his sleeve. When Afzal Khan made a dagger move, Shivaji's armor saved the day, and he turned the tables by using that tiger claw to mortally wound Afzal Khan. After this, it was game on. Shivaji's forces took advantage of the chaos and easily won the Battle of Pratapgarh, sending around 3,000 Bijapuri soldiers packing. But Muhammad Adil Shah wasn't giving up so easily. He sent General Rustam Zaman to face Shivaji in the Battle of Kolhapur. Shivaji, the strategic genius, secured another victory, making the general flee for his life. In the year 1666, a rather interesting and somewhat daring episode took place involving the great Shivaji and the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. At that time, Aurangzeb decided to summon Shivaji to his court, which some accounts claim was in Agra, while others suggest it might have been in Delhi. Alongside him, Shivaji brought along his 9-year-old son, Sambhaji. Aurangzeb had a grand plan in mind. He wanted to send Shivaji to Kandahar, which is now part of Afghanistan. This move was aimed at securing the northwestern frontier of the vast Mughal Empire. However, things took a rather unexpected turn during Shivaji's visit to the Mughal court on the 12th of May, 1666. To Shivaji's dismay, he found himself standing alongside nobles of relatively low rank, some of whom he had previously defeated in battle. Understandably, this situation didn't sit well with him, and he decided to leave the court in frustration. As a consequence of this act, he was swiftly placed under house arrest. Ram Singh, the son of Jai Singh, took responsibility for ensuring Shivaji's custody, along with his son Sambhaji. Shivaji's situation was precarious, as discussions within Aurangzeb's court revolved around whether to eliminate him or keep him as a pawn in their political game. Amidst all this, Jai Singh, who had earlier promised Shivaji his safety, attempted to influence Aurangzeb's decision. But Shivaji Maharaj is no ordinary captive. He knows that if he doesn't escape, this relentless Mughal tyrant will end his life. So, he hatches a plan so cunning it would make even the williest of foxes jealous. First, he feigns a severe illness, keeping up the act of a bedridden king. Meanwhile, his son, Prince Sambhaji, who represents him formally, is allowed to move about freely in Agra. The duo springs into action, activating their entire spy network within the city. Here's the twist. Shivaji sends a letter to Aurangzeb, asking for sweets to be distributed throughout Agra in the name of his recovery. Aurangzeb, fooled by this ploy, allows it, and soon large boxes of sweets start flowing out of Shivaji's residence daily. Initially, there's tight scrutiny, but gradually the guards become lax. Seizing the opportunity, Shivaji Maharaj starts sending his loyal men back to the Deccan, all while making Aurangzeb believe he's on his deathbed. It's a masterpiece of deception. Then comes the pièce de résistance. Shivaji Maharaj and Prince Sambhaji sneak out in the most unexpected way. They disguise themselves as workers, lifting the very baskets of sweets meant for his recovery. The tear-red soldiers, having grown complacent, fail to detect the audacious escape. But the escape doesn't end there. Shivaji Maharaj continues to employ ingenious tactics, like spreading rumors of his death and taking a circuitous 60-day journey through various regions, all the way to the safe fortress of Rajgad. reigned to power Shivaji's journey to becoming the king of Marathas and establishing the first Hindu sovereignty in the south, is a remarkable chapter in history. Imagine the grandeur of that day in 1674, when he was crowned at Raigad with Pandit Gaga Bhatt officiating the ceremony before a massive crowd of 50,000 people. Shivaji took on multiple titles like Chhatrapati, Shakakarta, Kshatriya Kulavantas, and Haindava Dharmodharak, signifying his paramount role in Hindu leadership. Following his coronation, the Marathas under Shivaji's leadership launched ambitious conquests to unite the Deccan states under Hindu rule: Khandesh, Bijapur, Karwar, Kolkapur, Janjira, Ramnagar, Belgaum, Vellore, Ginji. The list of his conquests goes on. His vision was to safeguard the Deccan from external influences, particularly the Muslims and Mughals. Shivaji introduced a well-structured Maratha administration, with himself as the supreme sovereign. His team of 8 ministers wielded significant power in executing policies. Each minister had a specific role, from the Prime Minister, Peshwa, to the Foreign Secretary, Dabir, ensuring efficient governance. Language and cultural changes were also on the agenda. Shivaji championed Marathi and Sanskrit over Persian in his court and renamed forts to Sanskrit names, emphasizing his Hindu rule. Despite his own Hindu faith, he promoted religious tolerance, humane administrative policies, and women's liberty. Shivaji's progressive stance extended to caste discrimination as he employed people from all castes. He introduced the Rayotwari system, eliminated middlemen between farmers and the state, and collected taxes directly. 2 notable taxes were Chauth and Sardesh Mukhi. His kingdom was divided into 4 provinces, each led by a Mamlatdar. At the village level, the Deshpande headed the village panchayat. Shivaji didn't neglect military strength, constructing strategic forts and establishing a strong naval presence along the Konkan and Goan coasts to protect his borders. Shivaji's legacy is not just about political power, but also about his commitment to unity, tolerance, and effective governance in the heart of the Deccan. In 1680, the great Maratha leader, Shivaji, passed away at the age of 52 due to a severe bout of dysentery. His death marked the beginning of a challenging period for the Maratha Empire. After his demise, a succession dispute emerged between his eldest son Sambhaji and his third wife Soirabai, who acted on behalf of her young son Rajaram, only 10 years old at the time. Sambhaji ultimately seized the throne on June 20th, 1680, by dethroning the young Rajaram. This internal conflict weakened the Maratha Empire, and it faced continued challenges from the Mughal Empire in the years that followed. Despite this setback, the Maratha glory was not lost forever. The resurgence came through the capable leadership of young Madhavrao Peshwa. Under his guidance, the Maratha Empire regained its strength and established authority over North India once again, restoring its past glory. It's a testament to the resilience and leadership within the Maratha community that allowed them to overcome adversity and continue shaping the history of India.